For those drawn to Atlantis, this is a Seaborn oracle reading. As I was shuffling my deck, one card jumped to the table. The card was Open Channel. This should be an interesting reading. Let's dive in. With this saltwater blessing, let's open ourselves to intuitive knowing. Let's see what the cards reveal. As always, this is a general reading. If you prefer a pick a card format, you'll find a full playlist linked on screen. Welcome, traveler. Let's begin with the Open Channel card as I arrange the table before us. This is a card of, opening the channel, of psychic gifts, of sensing things, reading the energy, and trusting your guidance. For me, it's a confirmation of the reading. For you, it's a reminder to trust your inner psychic. You are more magical and more gifted than you realize. You might have told yourself, I have no psychic powers, but that's only a story. The truth runs deeper. Who is the best person to read these cards for you? Actually, it's you. Your reading of these cards is more powerful than mine. You know your life situations, the inner secrets of your soul, better than anyone else. If the following cards seems to speak directly to you, perhaps in a different way than I interpret them, trust that. This card invites you to be an active participant in this magic. That is, of course, always the case, but this time perhaps more than usual. The cards are laid. Are you ready to turn the first? Your first card is Atlantean Dream. What is your relationship to Atlantis? The beloved story of Atlantis is that of great lost civilization falling to the sea. How you see this lost continent or island, first mentioned in Plato's Timaeus and Critias, will deeply affect how you read this card. If you view Atlantis as a purely fictional story, this becomes a card of smoke and mirrors, of dreamy nostalgia and fragmented messages. Feel free to read it that way, but do give the story a quiet nod of respect. After all, it's had a significant literary impact. But since you arrived at the video titled Gates of Atlantis and are watching an oracle reading deeply connected to the sea, you probably feel a deeper connection to Atlantis. If we allow ourselves to connect to the symbolism and spiritual meaning of this lost continent, the interpretation becomes much more vivid. Perhaps it is a symbol of an ideal, a utopian state where consciousness flourished and all beings lived in harmony with nature. It was a time of awareness and abundance where technology served the greater good. Let's play a little mind game. If you were to wake up in Atlantis one morning, how would you wake up? What would you eat? How would you spend your day? What would you see or hear? Could you bring any of those elements into your life now? You can borrow from the Atlantean dream, whether myth or memory, and let it inspire something new. And then there are many who remember being incarnated during the golden age of Atlantis, those who have past life experiences or who have accessed the Akashic records and discovered that they are starseeds from Atlantis. In that case, this card is a confirmation. These energies have a profound connection to your spiritual past, and this card calls you to delve deeper. If this is the case with you, I invite you to interpret the next two cards through this lens. After all, we began with the message, open the channel. Let's turn your next card. Your next card is cleansing waters. We'll begin with the practical interpretation. This card speaks of cleanliness, of beauty born from order and loving care, of the myriad benefits of good hygiene, of the peace of mind found when you let go of excess in true KonMari style. The mundane act of cleaning is so much more than just living in a dust-free and pleasant environment. It's clearing away old energies, honoring your surroundings, finishing projects, tying up loose ends, and creating an environment you cherish. But because this card follows Atlantean dream, I believe it carries a deeper symbolic meaning. I believe it speaks of energetic hygiene, of transmuting negative energy into something lighter, of clearing out energetic debris. What would you need to feel soulfully nourished? What energies are you lacking? What do you truly need to support yourself? Make active changes in your life to restore balance. If you need to do energetic cleansing, water can help you. You can invoke the cleansing grace of water by imagining all that is not attuned to your highest good flowing out of your body and returning to the earth, where it will be cleared and transmuted. It is time for your third and final card. Your third card is No Regrets. This is a card of growth, release, and initiation. Perhaps you already know what this card speaks of. Perhaps there has been a pivotal moment in your life where you've outgrown old timelines, released outdated energies, or made space for new goals by letting go of unattainable ones. This card can be especially meaningful if you are healing from codependency or other unhealthy patterns. Don't grieve the time or energy spent in those stories. You were learning. And if you're currently in a moment of hesitation, caught between whether you should or you should not, chances are, when you do take that bold step forward, your indecision will ease. You'll find your footing again. This clearing out of the outdated and negative ties back to cleansing waters. Let's tie this card to the legend of Atlantis. The downfall of Atlantis was said to come in a form of the sea swallowing the island. According to Plato, this was because people of Atlantis became corrupt, greedy, and power-hungry. Spiritually, this speaks of a collective soul lesson that needed to be learned. A kind of tower card moment in the tarot. A structure that had to fall so something wiser could rise in its place. Some people report a sense of longing or even fear when they reflect on the end of Atlantean times. But what if you approached this fall with the thought, no regrets? What if it was a necessary ending, one that allowed deeper lessons to emerge, karmic debts to be repaid, and something more meaningful to be built instead? What if the fall of Atlantis wasn't just a tragedy, but a sacred closing, so that we could one day return to its wisdom with new integrity? So hold no regrets for what was lost. whatever level this message meets you. Let's recap this week's message. This card invites you to remember or imagine a time of harmony, vision, and connection beyond this world. A call to release old energies and cleanse your surroundings, both physical and spiritual, to allow clarity to flow in. What has ended prepared you for what is now ready to grow. Step forward with open eyes and clear heart. These cards carry the echoes of a world submerged, of wisdom not lost but waiting. May their message stir something deep within you, like waves reshaping the shore. If this message resonated, you'll find more ocean-born messages in the Ocean Oracle playlist. Until next time, stay grounded and keep listening to the voice that still echoes from beneath the waves.